Let's go to Manila now and speak to Richard Gordon. He is the chairman of the Philippine Red Cross. Richard, thank you very much for your time. What are your teams on the ground, your fellow colleagues, telling you about what's happening there on Jolo Island?
Well, this is the first time that it happened inside the church. And certainly the message is not good, especially after a very successful election for the new Bangsamoro, or the Muslim government, autonomous region. So it's important that we look at this situation and that this dastardly act that solves nothing, but really makes it the point to try and show the bloodlust of some people that will never work. They will not win.
You're addressing kind of slightly a political situation, Richard. I completely understand that your organization is a humanitarian one, but if we can continue on the theme that you've started, do you feel there's any space for an organization like the Red Cross, which as a humanitarian organization doesn't necessarily, of course, play a political role, but standing outside the political process, is there any way that you would either be approached or be willing to be approached to try to reconcile some of the problems that this kind of terrorism is creating in the Philippines?
I'm personally saying that because of experience. I have done a personal role in trying to get back hostages from some hostile elements, and we've been successful at that. In this particular instance, we want to make sure that the Red Cross is able to address the humanitarian considerations, and we have done that. We have more than 30 people on the ground and another 30 in another province receiving some of the wounded. And what is our message to everybody? The reason why I say it has never won and that humanity must win is to show that there are other ways to resolve humanitarian problems and economic problems. So we should stay with that rather than take the course of explosives that harm people, especially inside the church while worshiping. You can imagine what can happen if this is allowed to happen. I don't think it will happen here. Mercifully, we have good relations with the Christians and Muslims here, and we want to keep it that way.
Given the nature of your job, how different is the response that the Red Cross would give in a situation like this compared to when we normally talk to you? It's a natural disaster, isn't it, that you're working on?
Well, the Red Cross, remember, is an organization that was created out of war. And we try to service the people or serve the people who are disqualified from war, such as civilians or wounded soldiers. And we minister to them. We provide blood. We have provided them medical care as well. And we will continue to do that. However, we also try to show this as an example. We minister to all quarters here, including the whatever religion or whatever sites there are. There are no sites at the Red Cross. But the appeal is still made for the humanitarian part to triumph finally.
Richard, I think you kind of alluded to this just in a previous answer. Are your members at all worried about doing their job in places where there are terror attacks?
Obviously, we're always concerned, but we try to stay safe, and we will continue to do so. I don't think there's any hesitation on the part of this 2 million volunteer organization called the Philippine Red Cross in doing their job for those who are vulnerable. And we will continue to do so. We've been doing this for the last 72 or 73 years here. And in a larger part in the whole world, we've done this over 160 years.
Richard, we always appreciate your time. Thank you for speaking to us on TRT World. Richard Gordon from Manila.